Next up, have we got a treat? Have we got a treat? Who doesn't want to get their company higher up in Google? Everybody wants to get their company higher up in Google. Everybody, or 90% of people, express dissatisfaction with where they are with their position on Google. And a lot of people have expressed to me dissatisfaction with the SEO people, the search engine optimization people that they're using in order to get up there. Who has tried an SEO person and been dissatisfied? Have a look at that. Quite a lot of the room. Yeah, 2 hands up. Yeah. Now, here's what's happened in SEO. What's happened is that 1 million people who had no experience in the area have said, you know what, there's money in this SEO business. I'm going to open an SEO company. And who's been rung by an SEO company? Just put your hand up if you've been rung by an SEO company. Look at that. That's close to 50% of the room have been rung by an SEO company. Now compare it to other companies, other industries that might ring you. That's very, very high. So there's millions of these SEO people, and many of them are completely unqualified. And many of them take your money. And here's the problem. What they say is this, which is true. It takes 3 months at least before it's going to make a difference. Now, what does that mean? If you do a bad job at SEO, it means you get 3 months of fees before they realize you're terrible. Right? You can make a lot of money out of that. So that's the other irritating thing about SEO, is by the time you realize someone's useless at it, you've paid them a certain amount of money, right? It's a problem. So how do we solve it? Well, we'll solve it here today, because who we have here is Jasmine Batra. And Jasmine is one of our crack team of experts that take us years to find, I can tell you, that are part of the coaching group. So the people who've already signed up for coaching, and there's a lot, you get to work with Jasmine. She'll be speaking here for a short period of time, but you'll go in depth with her, as well as all the other people on the team. But Jasmine's great for 2 reasons. 1, she actually knows what she's doing on SEO. And 2, she's totally up to date. Because the other way you can go wrong badly, horrendously with SEO is to be using tricks that for a while Google doesn't know about. And my advice is never bet against Google. Why? Because they're so rich, they just hire the biggest brains in America and the world into their company to be working against you, to be looking for what you're doing. Well, it's not you, it's the SEO company that's trying these tricks. And when they find you, they punish you. And it's known as a Google slap. And I have seen clients, there's clients in this room who are in the top page and then went to page 20 on Google as a punishment. And in many cases, it takes them either more than 6 months to get back, or they never get back. So that's the other reason that Jasmine's so good, is she'll tell you right now what works and what you can't get away with. So before I ask Jasmine up, I believe she has a little video intro, so let's have a look at that. Please welcome Jasmine.
Good morning. It's great to be here. I was on a flight on Friday from Melbourne to Sydney to get to this event, and there was this person who was on the seat next to me. He was a really well-suited man, very sharp. He must be in his 70s, and he had this book of men's health and another on BRW, the latest edition of Fast 100 Companies. And we got talking, and I was going through my notes on the presentation, and he said, SEO for the CEO. I know what CEO is, but what is this SEO thing? And I said, well, it's about getting your website optimized on Google so that it ranks higher up on the search results. So and it stands for search engine optimization. And he went, well, I have a product. I have a business which is into food intolerance, and I've got this information product which helps people understand what sort of food allergies they might have, and it gets bugger all traffic. I might maybe get something from this SEO. And so how long does it take to get the results? I said, well, it depends on what search phrases you're looking for, how competitive your industry is, where your website is currently at. He said, all right, but how long does it take to get the results? And I said, well, is it like, he went on, he said, is it like few hours, few days? I said, well, there are a few tricks which can, as Siimon was mentioning, there are a few tricks which can get you those quick results, but SEO in its true real form to kick in is more like weeks to months. And he looked at me and he said, at my age, I don't even buy green bananas. So if SEO is a medium to long-term strategy, it takes time and effort, but it is one of the most effective methods in your marketing mix.